All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the match preview of the Barcelona versus Leganes game, guys. And before we get started, guys, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this on social media, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with another La Liga home game, guys. We had an amazing midweek in the Champions League, got our win, but can we now take motivation from that win to this weekend? On Sunday night, we are at home to Leganes, guys. And listen, this game on paper should be a guarantee. It should be a full-blown conclusion. But if I'm gonna be real, guys, this game has become crucial. It's become crucial because our last few form has been absolutely putrid for the past few weeks, and because of that, now we've gotten ourselves in a position now where we could potentially be going to this game against Leganes second in the table, because right now as we speak, I'm watching the Rayo Vallecano versus Real Madrid game, and currently they are leading by 3-2. So this is not exactly the news you want to hear. Hopefully the match doesn't end that way, and it might not end that way by the time this video is over. But at the end of the day, the truth is, if they win, they go top. And basically, that would basically be the table right now, because they actually are playing their game in hand on paper. But we are playing tomorrow against Leganes. And this Leganes team is there for the beating. They are 17th in the table. The last time they played was at home to Real Sociedad. They got absolutely battered, right? And their last, funny enough, their game before that was against Madrid, where they lost at home 3-0, right? And they have not exactly been in the best of form. I think they've lost their last 3 games, or they've lost like 3 out of their last 4 games in the league. So they're not exactly coming into this game with any kind of form. And we need to take advantage. I'm expecting a dominant performance. I'm expecting a statement victory. I'm expecting a morale boosting victory, because look, we have been very, 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 very poor for the past few weeks, ever since the international break, right? I feel like we're getting exposed. I feel like we're becoming way too predictable, and teams are beginning to figure out how to play against us. But even despite all of that, I am still confident about this game. It should be a guaranteed win. Like, I am not, like, listen, anything else apart from a win would be an absolute disgrace, because this team, they're not good. And I don't just expect us to win. I expect us to win with a statement. But listen, at the end of the day, a lot of things have been coming out in the club. And I do want to talk about a few things that I do want to talk about the preview, especially the lineup, because the big news that have actually come out of Barcelona is apparently the news that Araujo will be playing against Leganes. Now, I don't believe he's starting. I think that he's actually going to come off the bench, and I think that basically the manager has actually confirmed this. Give me a second. Let me actually pull this up right now, guys. Basically, he's been confirmed to come in, and basically there you go. It says the Barca returned to La Liga on Sunday in the home game against struggling Leganes, and Ronald Araujo is set to make his season debut after missing 6 months. 6 months with a hamstring injury suffered last summer during the Copa America. The Uruguayan is slowly integrated into the team's dynamic as the coaching staff carefully manage his workload in training. But Hansi Flick confirmed in the press conference on Saturday that Ronald Araujo is ready to go, even to be part of the starting 11. Now, we did not actually see Ronald Araujo during the Champions League, where we were expecting to see him, but because now I'm seeing this now, it's making me think that basically maybe there was a reason why the manager didn't play him. Don't be surprised if you see him start, right? It would kind of surprise me, to be honest, right? But anything can happen. Like, our manager is very unpredictable, and Hansi Flick did actually have something he did say about this. He said, basically, when they asked him about Araujo, he said, "My plan is to give him a few minutes. So basically, I don't know if he will start." So basically, he's not really putting his cards on the table. He's saying that his plan is to give him a few minutes, which basically means he's bringing him from the bench. But basically, he's also saying, I don't know if he'll start, which basically makes me think that maybe he's basically talking to these club doctors to see, how much time can he play. Maybe he can play about 55, 60 minutes. If he can play that long, maybe he could start and maybe he get benched in the second half. Or if he can play more than 30 minutes, he'll probably just come on the second half. But basically, Hansi Flick continued. He said, I don't know how many minutes, but maybe he will be in the starting 11. The plan is for him to play. He can do it. He is ready. Okay, cool. At the end of the day, he's not putting, like, that's the thing with Hansi Flick. At the end of the day, I don't think he really wants to let people know. He doesn't want to prepare basically Leganes. So basically he's trying to say, yeah, maybe he might play, maybe he might not. But basically, that's what he's basically saying. He says, Leganes is tomorrow. We're not thinking about Atletico Madrid. The issue is to decide on the same team. But there is also players who can play as substitute. They have quality. It is good to make rotations, but we have not decided yet. We could be. Okay, cool. Now, at the end of the day, that is very interesting coming out from the manager. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that we will be seeing Araujo against Leganes. And listen, at the end of the day, Araujo has had a lot of issues. He's had his problems with injuries throughout the season. And I think a lot of Barcelona fans right now, especially now, if you look at our form right now, they will welcome the return of Ronald Araujo back in the team. They will welcome it with open arms. They are salivating because if you think about it, Kobashi right now, he's moving too erratic for me. Inigo Martinez as well, right? So Araujo's return cannot come at a better time for the club right now. But listen, at the end of the day, like I said, I expect us to win. And listen, we'll see what happens. But as far as other news is concerned, Hansi Flick did actually have a lot of other stuff he actually said. Basically, I guess in the press conference, they asked him about, about the Atletico game and all of that. And basically, he did have a few things he wanted to say. I do want to, bring some of those things out. There you go. Give me a second. But yeah, there you go. So this was basically something he was asked. Leganes is on Sunday, and we are not thinking beyond that. He basically told the reporter, and I think basically they were just trying to ask him because obviously next week Saturday we're playing against Atletico Madrid, which is now become a crucial game. But I like the fact that he's because at the end of the day I do agree with him. We do not want to go to the Atletico game on the back foot. You understand what I'm saying, right? Focus on tomorrow's game. Go out there, get the 3 points. You understand what I'm saying? Go back on top, even if you with a game in hand. Put pressure on Madrid and put pressure on Atletico, right? That way, if we win against Atletico next week, right, it will be better because we will basically open that gap. And he basically says, we've made the decision with the players. We've told, I've been told everything depends on us. Whether we play, whether we play 100% concentrated. I mean, I hope we do, man. I hope we do. He says, all teams are looking at our weaknesses and will fight to find it. Basically, all teams are looking for our weaknesses and will fight to find it. I want us to be 100% focused with respect for the opponent, but we must play our game with our style. I like that. At the end of the day, I expect these guys to concentrate. Don't think about the Madrid game, Atletico game. Don't think about it. You understand what I'm saying, right? That will come around. Let's make sure we just get the win and get back on top, and then we can start focusing on that. He says, but basically, this are a lot of things. He was basically asked about the injuries and Ronald Araujo, and basically this is just the point I just mentioned right now. But basically, this is all. This is a lot of good points because I feel like a lot of people are putting too much emphasis on the Atletico game, and I think that we just need to focus on what we're doing now, honestly. But Hansi Flick had a lot of things he also had to say. I think they did ask him about his suspension because, as we all know, Hansi Flick will not be in the dugout tomorrow and against Atletico next week. But basically, he was asked. He says Flick pointed out he was calling out the referees and the accountability. He says, my reaction was not good. That's clear. I tried to talk to Frankie, but there's something between Inigo and Victor Roque. I don't want us to complain to the referees. I don't want to waste my energy on something that we can't change. We have to accept the decision. It was a hard blow, but we have to accept it. Listen, at the end of the day, man, La Liga referees are a disgrace. Apologies, I didn't actually pull up the. But yeah, basically there you go. Basically, this is what he was basically saying. But basically, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we all know La Liga referees, man. They are fucking scumbags, man. We don't like them. Understand? It is what it is. It's absolutely disgusting. But he said maybe I should work on my behavior. I only asked that they always referee the same in the same way, but we have to play better. But we have to play better. What I want and they okay. What I it says but we have to play better. What I want and they do is not to complain to the referees. It's different from a few years ago. Our philosophy is to do what we can do. The referees have to also improve. We are human beings and we make mistakes. Yeah, man, but who's going to tell them? Who's going to tell them? It is what it is. But listen, guys, that is just a few things I did take from the press conference. I don't want to go into detail because I don't really want to spend too long on this. But listen, as far as lineups is concerned, will we see Araujo start? I don't think so. Don't be surprised. I think he will bring his same lineup. Predicted lineup, I'm going to go for Iñaki Peña in goal. We're going to have Kobashi and Inigo Martinez. Once again, the center-back partnership going to stick around. We're going to have Kunde and Alejandro Balde out in the fullback positions. Midfield, we'll probably, I don't see any, like apparently we could rotate in the midfield. Don't be surprised if you see a rotation in the midfield. I think Casado will keep his place in the team, but don't be surprised if you see a rotation if Pedri is not his partner. We might see De Jong or Fermin or Gavi or any of them. Don't be surprised. Also Dani Olmo. Don't be surprised if Dani Olmo doesn't start. I can see Pedri maybe playing in the Dani Olmo role and possibly seeing Gavi out playing alongside Casado. Front three, I think, will basically speak for itself. I think that we will still see Yamal, Rafinha. Now, could he bench Lewandowski another week? We bench Lewandowski for Ferran Torres because Ferran Torres has been playing very, very well. We could possibly see him come back to the starting lineup because he did come back because he did start against Mallorca. And listen, he wasn't bad. He scored a goal. He was actually did his thing. So don't be surprised if you do see him make another appearance from the start in the starting lineup. But yeah, guys, listen. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Is Leganes, they're 17th in the league. They are nothing special. This should be a foregone conclusion. And I'm going to be real, I am not accepting anything apart from a victory this weekend, guys. There's no excuse. We should go out there and not just win, but win with a purpose. So I'm going to go for a huge scoreline. I'm going to go Barcelona 5, Leganes 0. That is my full prediction of the game, and I hope to God that these guys don't let me down. Do not let me down, guys, because there's no excuse. This Leganes team have literally been battered by everybody, right? And this is the game where we need to go. This is literally a perfect game to get that morale boosting victory for the big game next week against Atletico. But yeah, guys, make sure, guys, you put your predictions in the comment section. And like I always say, guys, big up to everybody who's here. We're going to be wrapping up, but big up to everyone. And like I always say, every single time we end these videos, Vesca el Barça, Vesca el Catalunya, and peace, you guys. Take care.